ready for the grimiest and grittiest of all podcasts, pro wrestling, music, and entertainment is the Ewokk Jb Show.
Yo, what's cracking, motherfuckers? It's your boy, the Ewokk, and it's the Ewokk Jb Show. It's a chill session, Ewokk session with the Ewokk Jb Show. Got the little Japanese whiskey on deck and the little white cup. I'm looking good. Got the Eddie Monster. You know what I'm saying? What's cracking with you? What's cracking with you, Mr. John? It's an eventful week of wrestling, man.
Yeah, man. It's been actually a pretty good week of wrestling. I mean, we were talking before the show, about the new NXT 2.0. I got to be honest, when I heard the rumors, what was going to happen, how they're going to change up everything, I was worried. I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little worried about it. I'm like, because I think NXT is and still is the best product that WWE is putting out. And I was thinking to myself, please, for the love of God, don't screw this up. You have all that talent. You have all those young men and women down there, been working hard for so long, putting in the effort. Don't destroy the one product that people will tune in to watch compared to AEW on the other side of the channel. And I felt like for their debut of the 2.0, they actually had a damn good show.
Yeah, they did. The original NXT, obviously it was a game show. It wasn't a game show on ECW, right?
Something like that, yeah.
It was a game show on ECW, and then they folded ECW, and then NXT or FC, like NXT became or Florida Championship Wrestling became NXT because NXT, I think at that time ROH was hotter than hell. And I feel like when they got the network, they wanted to compete with ROH because they started signing everybody from ROH.
They wanted to give people a Triple H, especially wanted to give someone like this is WWE on the independent wrestling level type vibe, and they went from big flashy. FCW had like the Florida background and all that stuff with it. And then they went to that black and gold, gritty, darker building, type of vibe, got that grittiness to it. And it was still studio wrestling per se. But, those original NXT tapings made you feel like, okay, we're watching WWE Fight Club without trying to say it's Fight Club. And it worked for them. And it still does. But I like the new setup. I like the stadium seating. It reminds me of the old WCW Worldwide Saturday Night, where you had the crowd's elevated, they're around you. I like that feeling. Always have, Universal Studios stuff,
And it looked real good on television. Like,
oh yeah, it always does. Studio wrestling is meant for television because it was a television wrestling product. So the way they had everything set up, I was impressed by it. When I turned on the TV, I was thinking to myself, like, okay, deep breath. Here we go. Like you're about to get that freaking shot from the doctor. You don't want to deal with the needle going in you, but you're like, let's get this over with. And you open up and go, oh, this actually looks good.
And I feel like I say this all the time. I was like, sometimes you got to go backwards to succeed, to win a battle. Sometimes you got to go back in the past, because I used to watch those old FCW shows and Florida Championship Wrestling shows, because I dabbled in illegal cable so I could get certain things, and it reminded me of that. It was very simple from the first couple matches I seen. Everything was very simple. Everything wasn't everything wasn't so independent oriented. Everything made sense. Yep. It's been a while since I've seen like 2 or 3 matches in a row of things making sense in NXT. You know what I mean? Because it's like I felt like they set everybody down and it's like, hey, this is how we want to wrestle. Like we're making superstars here, and I feel like that's what they're trying to do with certain people, especially the new people. Was it Rick Steiner's son?
Yeah, Rick Steiner's kid looked really well. The Creed brothers have been fucking killing it. You
And
know, they
and
they
and
they got a great course roster full of second and third generation sons.
and
They got
don't get me
potential, man.
started. Don't get me started. The Rock's daughter's coming soon.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like you don't really see anything about her online, but at the same time, I've been hearing like when they do the little combine, like whatever they do, like the NXT combine. I guess like she placed first in like 4 different things.
Damn.
So she is, you know,
Genetically, like her dad, gifted
yeah.
athlete.
Like I think she won the squats a thing, and then this is when like Bianca Belair is still in there. And so like she won a squat, she won something else. I think the deadlift or something like that for the girls. And it's just like we ain't seen her wrestle yet, and she's still there. She hasn't quit, so she's got to be good.
Hopefully, I hope so, man. You know, the thing is, I feel bad for a lot of the second and third generation wrestlers because you're coming into the business, and all of a sudden, you have all this expectations thrown on you. I can't imagine, like local wrestlers deal with this. Like Jay Cross, his dad was a wrestler,
Yeah,
So I know like people look at him like, hey man, just like his dad, chip off the old block and da 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 da. And some sons feel like, okay, I have to carry on my dad's legacy while creating my own.
you think that's why they changed Rick Steiner's son's name?
I have a feeling it is, man. Because a lot of people are instantly going to be like, oh man, he's going to be like the dog faced gremlin, or he's going to be like his uncle, Big Papa Pump. Like, what
Because
he's,
they mentioned it. They mentioned it. They like the commentary mentioned it the first match.
that's what kills him about like why they give him the name that they gave him. And I'm like, well, if you're going to mention that he's Rick Steiner's kid, why don't you just call him Rex Steiner, like
But
you
they
originally were planning to
yeah.
do?
But I feel like they're trying to build it to something.
Oh,
They
I probably
they
will.
they're not trying to like, hey, this is Rick Steiner's son, whatever. But Rick Steiner, like, but if you think about it, if it was Scott Steiner's son, they would have probably called them Scott, Scott Steiner Jr. But like Rick Steiner, he's been under the radar, dog. Like, you know what I mean? That he's always been in his brother's shadow.
And what a
So
shame, man, because Rick started out before Scott.
yeah,
So I remember as a kid in the '80s, Scott Steiner was a rookie when Rick Steiner was already a veteran.
mm,
But I also remember watching early highlights of Scott Steiner in the '80s doing shooting star presses,
bro, Scott Steiner doing the
450.
no, not even a 450. He used to
I've seen it
do
though.
a
I'm saying there's a videotape of him doing
he
450
used to
splash.
do a reverse body slam. How do you do a
Yes.
reverse body slam?
Yeah.
All it was like you go off for a body slam, but you just do a backflip with it.
Hold them and flip them over. Yeah, I watched that many times,
Yeah,
man.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
We got to think about this though. In 1991, Scott Steiner was the prototype pro wrestler that we have of today's generation. Before there was a Brian Cage, before there was a Shane Mercer, before there were a lot of these roll ripped out of granite muscular guys that can move, that can flip, can do all that stuff.
Hey,
Scott Steiner was doing that shit before everybody.
hey, man. Hey, Shane Mercer tried to kill my boy, man.
Yeah,
He tried to kill
he
my boy, man.
he threw Yo-Yo like fucking
Twice.
like, yeah,
He
man,
he
like a
threw him into
rag doll.
people, and then he threw him in. Bro, it's funny because like I told people, I was like, yo, I used to play lacrosse in that building. Let's think about it, like in a different scenario. Yo-Yo's getting thrown across somewhere. I used to goaltend. But shout out to Yo-Yo on that one. But yeah, like Scott Steiner, bro, he was one of my favorite wrestlers for a little bit. Like Scott and Rick, because like I was a huge like actual wrestling fan. I
Yeah,
used to
same
wrestle
here.
in grammar school and high school. So it's just like the headgear and all that shit. Like they were actual wrestlers. And I gravitated toward like actual wrestlers. Like Kurt Angle. When Kurt Angle came out, it was game over.
The Steiner brothers, in my opinion, was the best pure wrestling tag team of the late '80s, early 1990s. There was no one better than the Steiner brothers.
What
for
was
like
the
what
deal?
they can do, like what they can do in that ring. Maybe the closest to him was maybe the Eliminators of Saturn and Cronus from ECW.
Ooh,
But
yes.
even then, you look at Rick and
Well,
Scott's build compared to Saturn and
what about
Cronus.
Candido and Old Boy? What was
Lance
it?
Storm?
No, no. Who was Candido's tag team partner in WWF?
Oh, you're talking about Tom Pritchard.
Yeah. What was the tag team name?
There was the Body Donnas. They were good, but then if you want to go like real good old school heel tag team, the Heavenly Bodies, Dr. Tom Pritchard and Jimmy Del Rey.
Okay.
The Outrunners who work for me at Chicagoland with us, they remind me of a modern day Heavenly Bodies because they can work the crowd, they can move, they look like wrestlers, and they can also cut a great promo and piss off everyone in the building. And they can make your baby faces look like $1,000,000. You go back and watch Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Heavenly Bodies versus the Thrill Seekers, which was
Ooh,
Lance
Lance
Storm and
Storm and
Jericho.
Chris Jericho. Yeah.
Dude, they oh my god, every match was fire. You know, it was
What
really
was the
good.
match when Chris Jericho was like bloodied all over the place, and
That
then
was
like was that the match?
that was with the
Or
Heavenly Bodies. Yeah.
yeah, like they were blood all over the place. Chris Jericho's getting his ass whooped. The ref's gonna stop it. The ref's gonna stop it. Chris Jericho's like, nah, dog, nah, bro, nah, bro. And next, like he gets like a roll up pin, wins, and the crowd just goes nuts.
Absolutely. Blows building out of the water. Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like that's what's missing. And I feel like NXT is trying to go back to that shit. Like
I
I
hope
feel
so,
like
man.
I feel like the new NXT is because I got those vibes. I was like, yo, like they're not even wrestling like old NXT right now. So it's just like like I feel like when Triple H got NXT and made it NXT, all right, we're gonna compete with ROH. But I feel like now, hey, what's hot right now? Hey, we're gonna compete with like fuck competing with AEW. We're gonna compete with NWA.
Yeah.
That's what I got from last night. Watching what I watched. We're gonna compete with NWA. Like a lot of people don't watch. Like a lot of people that are like mainstream viewers of wrestler. Like they kind of just watch WWE and AEW, but there's a huge chunk of people that watch NWA and they love this shit. Like it's popular amongst like actual hardcore wrestling fans. So I feel like that's what NXT is trying to do. Hey, let's get the hardcores in, and they got my ass. So I'm
I'm the
trying. I'm
same
trying.
way. I'm the same way. I'm trying to cut you off, brother. Go ahead.
I said I'm trying to wrestle for NXT now. Like, I feel like the rumor coming out with them not looking for independent talent. Yes, that's true. Because how do most of the independent motherfuckers wrestle?
I got a better wrestler.
They're looking for pro wrestlers. They're not looking for independent talent. They're looking for pro wrestlers. So we still good. I feel like I'm still good because I think there's a kid from the Midwest, little Italian gimmick kid. He cut a promo on that shit. I think he works for one of the local companies.
Tony D'Angelo is the one you were from the show last night. And the funny thing is, I'm watching this with my family, right? My whole family's pretty smart people. You know, my wife's been married to me now, going on literally over 7 years. She married me when I was in wrestling the first time around, before I took my hiatus break. So she's smart to it. And they're watching this, and he comes on the screen and goes, "Hey, yeah, no, I'm saying, like, I'm from the old neighborhood and all this." And my mother-in-law's like, "Why does he sound like someone from, like, the area of Chicago where it's like all Italian, like bars, restaurants, little pizzerias, little meat shops?" And I was like, because I think actually he is from that part of Chicago. Like he plays a New Yorker, but his accent can remind me a lot of like the Italian dudes we know in Chicago.
And like that's what people get on me about my accent. There's like you sound like a New Yorker, but you don't sound like a New Yorker. Like no,
Yeah,
motherfucker. Like that's deep Chicago shit.
yeah.
because I got
a little New
because
York with Chicago, yeah.
yeah, because you got to realize, like I was a little kid. I always spent time out east, you know. So like I got a little bit of both, bro. I got the same. I got some mannerisms. I got some things that I say that are very New York, or sometimes it'd be very Chicago. It's a little bit of both, but nah, it's just like, okay, that kid's there.
Yeah.
You know, you could say he's an independent wrestler, but hey, he's a character. He's a pro wrestler. Because I looked him up. I was like, oh shit, yeah, he's supposed to be there. And I feel like that gives me hope. That gives people with character hope.
What you have to say, what I love about what NXT has been doing more recently than most places, you're seeing a lot more characters coming back in. It's no longer, I don't wear black trunks, black kick pads, do the MMA grappling, striking stuff. Yeah, okay, you could do that, but have a character though. Why you're this guy, you know, or what makes you this badass dude, you know? Like, and I'm glad to see characters are starting to slowly come back into wrestling more. Because one of the things on our podcast, all the old veterans we had on here,
Character. That's the
this
main
said, like,
question.
man, we miss fucking characters. We miss when we were kids. You had bigger than life characters. You know?
And I feel like people that down WWE, they need to shut the fuck up, because I feel like, all right, I like AEW too,
I do too.
but AEW doesn't have the Indian guy. AEW doesn't have, you know, they do have the Jewish kid, but like
Yeah, but he's shadowed.
yeah,
Cole Cabana shadowed by
yeah,
the Dark Order. You
yeah,
know,
but
he's not been Cole
no, the
Cabana for a long time.
MJF is Jewish.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, you know what I mean? It's just like they WWE has something to cater towards me. Yeah, they have, like, you know, the lucha dudes, but like, all right, like I'm Bosnian. They ain't got no Bosnians. They ain't got no, you know what I mean? It's like WWE got the Bosnian people. You know what I'm saying? But WWE, like WWE has it all. They catered towards me. Like they did something with Baron Corbin where he was like broke and poor and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, like all like one of my fucking homies at work was like, yo, you watch wrestling? I was like, come on, dog. I'm a pro wrestler. Because a lot of people know that I'm a wrestler at work. Like, have you seen Parks and Recreation?
Absolutely.
So like Duke Silver and shit. Like they call I'm like the Duke Silver of my shit. It's like, yo, like some people found out I'm fucking, like, I'm a pro wrestler and I got like a different lifestyle. But the dude that kind of doesn't know, he was like, yo, I was watching shit. He was like, yo, I could relate to some of that wrestling shit. He was like, I was broke, like that Baron Corbin dude. I was like, oh shit. I was like thinking about that. I was like, yo, AEW doesn't really have too much to that normal people could relate to if they turned it on.
No.
It's just like, all right.
And I feel like it's not a knock on AEW, but it's one of those things like, okay, well, look at the characters. Like, you got Darby Allin. Okay, if you're a skateboard kid, yeah, you can relate to Darby Allin. You know,
No, none of those skateboard kids are gonna watch Darby Allin until the Jackass movie comes out. So he does not have that demographic yet.
not yet.
People
That's
think, oh
keyword.
yeah,
yeah.
People say, oh yeah, Darby Allin has a skateboard crowd. No, none of the skateboard kids know who the fuck that is. That like his skateboard hasn't been released yet. You know why his skateboard hasn't been released yet? Because Jackass 5 hasn't came out. Once that comes out and he's on it, he, like, hopefully he plays a major part in that movie, or people like his stunt, and it happens. But like, if it just tanks and he just goes under the window, and everybody cares about Tyler the Creator and Loiter Squad, he just falls under the fucking rug. But like Darby Allin, he is, after that Punk match, he's making a name for himself amongst wrestling fans, not the mainstream media. And this goes into what we talked about before. The podcast is like, you know, people worry about their wrestling highlights and all this stuff. I post something non-wrestling related this week, and that shit got like 500 shares, 10,000 views. Had nothing to do with wrestling, and I'm a pro wrestler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think about that.
Well, it's like that. You did that. Who's your Pokemon video?
That shit's
Like,
got like 1,000,000 views.
I'm saying,
Like
man, I remember like 2 years ago you posted that shit, and
yeah,
everyone was sharing it.
bro.
Hell, I shared it.
Bro, I saw that shit on TikTok. I didn't even post that shit on TikTok.
Yeah, man, you're viral, dude. Seriously.
I got
Like,
other people posting my shit.
yeah, I think when you posted, who's that Pokemon, which anybody's watching, if you haven't seen this, you need to, because it's funny as hell. There's some funny shit. But I remember when you posted it, you only posted it like maybe twice. Everyone who watched it was like, "Oh my god, I got to share this." And it was, I remember when I woke up, because I was working third shift during this time period. I woke up from a sleep and I seen your face on my video screen everywhere I was scrolling down. I was seeing that who's your Pokemon thing over and over again. And I'm like, the hell did Ewok do? And I watched the video finally. And I was like, oh, okay, that's funny as hell. Like I couldn't help but start cracking up. I'm like, that's just too funny. Like, and then kept on scrolling down. There was more and more people sharing. I'm like, all right, man, this doesn't get him notarized, at least by somebody in social media. Then I don't know what it is. Then you posted one about the tortillas or tortellas, whatever it was called, the other day, and 10,000 views, like 300, 400 shares.
It's not stopping though. That's the
No, it keeps just going to go, keep going.
Like the Pokemon thing kind of stopped a little bit, and then I reposted it again, and it got popular again. But like this shit is just keep on going. Like I hope there ain't no more tortillas coming like anytime soon, because it's just gonna get bigger and bigger. Because I was gonna post another one, because like I know a couple of people, I know distributors, 'cause obviously I work at a grocery store, and we're like, I filmed something at work of me like trying to rob the tortilla dude, but he was like, don't post that shit yet, let me talk to people. I was like, bro, have you heard of certain things going viral? He was like, yeah, I know, it's you. He was like he was like, we all share that shit at the factory. That shit's funny as fuck. We know that's you. So it's just I think it took somebody from that works there sharing it. That's the thing. I think he's the one that shared it to get that shit kicking off for me. So, it takes one person, dog. Sometimes like this goes into be careful what you post.
Yeah, true.
Because like that was just me being me on a Friday. You know what I'm saying? Because I post stupid shit like every day, but I say comedic shit. But like not knowing that shit's gonna crack like that, like how that shit cracked. But like just imagine somebody saying something negative, somebody saying something racist, somebody saying something like just totally just uncalled for. It could go viral that easy. You know what I'm saying? And it go same thing with wrestling. Is like you got to think outside the wrestling box. It's like, yeah, your highlights are cool, but if you post enough promos every week, one of them goddamn promos are gonna go viral. Like, wait till I post some wrestling shit that goes viral. It's gonna happen. I already know it's gonna happen. Like, I hate to toot my own horn and pat myself on the back, but it's just like I'm gonna post something wrestling wise that's gonna just blow the fuck up. And like I don't know. It's just like I can't explain it. It's just like, wrestlers, keep your content up. It's more than you putting a move on a motherfucker. It's just like, keep that wrestling content up. I stay posting, hey, I'm free, let's film. Nobody hits me up because they think I want something. I don't want nothing from none of you motherfuckers. I'm 34 years old. I don't want nothing from any of you. Like, if anything, I want to help you. I want to help our scene. I want to help Chicago. Like if I never make anything out of myself as a pro wrestler in Chicago, I at least want to help people. I don't want nothing from you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I want it, I'll go get it myself. But at the same time, I like there's people that are in this state and city, the city mostly, that care more about them and their highlights and them and where they're booked than the people around them. You know what I mean?
It's almost the point that certain wrestlers cater to, the social media influencers, thinking like, oh, this is what's going to get me booked. And it's like, okay, a highlight reel's nice, don't get me wrong. What guys like Wrestling with Unicorns does is great. What guys like our boy Xavier Camacho, big shout out to Xavier, fucking love you, dude. What he does with Pro Wrestling Shoots, Derek Dante, the ringside camera guy who does CSW work. He's another guy who works his ass off to make sure everyone looks good. Those guys are great, man. I wish every company had a guy like that, because good wrestling would be noticed more if we had good cameramen. But guys need to also focus. Hey, that one flashy move might look good, but here's the thing: as a promoter, you can show me a highlight reel of you doing all the nice flips in the world. But if I turn in and I watch you do a lockup and your lockup looks weak, it looks like you're trying to dry hump a fucking wet noodle, I have no interest in booking you. You can do all the fancy flips, but if you don't have the techniques and basics of good wrestling,
and here's the thing: is just like me as a fan, if I see somebody's like highlight or somebody's like fucking quadruple Canadian destroyer off the top rope into some chairs or something, all right, cool, that was dope. A million people saw this shit. Now I'm gonna see the match. You know what I'm saying? As a fan, as a wrestling fan, I'm gonna see the match. And I was like, that's trash. There's a lot of people that I fucking know, Yo-Yo especially. Okay, here's a highlight. I'm gonna watch a match. God damn, I'm a Yo-Yo fan now.
You know actually how Yo-Yo got booked at Chicagoland? So Yo-Yo was persistent on messaging me about getting a job.
Yeah, because he started here. He started in Chicago. He started like his first match was with Wrestle League. One of his first like outside matches with Wrestle League. And I think he wrestled for CSW the day after. Oh, not CSW, Berwyn the next day or some shit.
Yeah. So he sent me a video. It was him versus a very young Robert Martyr.
I love that nigga. I love that boy.
Yeah, that's my son pretty much. Like I tell everybody, and he even says that now to everybody too. He's like, I'm his kid, And but it was Robert before Robert found that confidence in himself. Like Robert, yeah, he was just a chubby kid. But he could wrestle too. So I was like, okay, both of you are actually got potential. Like I like this shit. And but it was Yo-Yo showing me the full match of Yo-Yo taking the beating, Yo-Yo selling, Yo-Yo making the match mean something.
Yeah.
And then when he fired back up and got his offense, it was believable for a small guy because he picked and found his area where he needed to do the cutoff to actually look good. It wasn't like, hey, I'm 5'2", I want to dominate this guy 3 times my size for the entire match. Doesn't work. Why Yo-Yo gets booked is he sells, he looks good at what he does, and he has good psychology for a small guy. He knows when to turn it on and when to turn it off.
And if you ain't never hung out with that little fucking motherfucker, like he's a blast. He's a blast. He's a funny dude, like super funny. And it's like he's easy to get along with. He loves what he does. Janai too. Like it's like real good people, man. And like they love what they do, and that radiates. Like you could tell the people that are faking the funk off the bat, and you could tell the people that genuinely love it. And like when I wasn't expecting a couple weeks ago Janai and Yo-Yo to be at my practice, you know what I mean? But they were.
Yeah.
Like we have a teenage practice before our practice, and both of them are helping the kid he's got one more year left before he started doing actual matches, working with him. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like that's big. That's a big thing for our young students that just that have been practicing since they were 15 or 16, and they have a year of training, and they're training against people that are noticed in a major way on the independents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that means something. And like, he didn't have to come and do that. He could have just came and just sat down and hung out and then just practiced with Janai all night. But nah, he wanted to help out. He wanted to come to our practice. He wanted to, like, you know, they drilled with us. They did the squats with us. You know what I mean? Like, that's the drive. And there's some people, like, I posted a status the other day. It's like, yo, I'd rather stick with everything, learn from my mistakes, than get popular too quick and quit. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that get popular too quick, and you ain't never seen them ever again. Once they got exposed, there's a lot of people. Like, there's a lot of people, like, once they got popular, once they got their little highlights on Twitter, and people start seeing their matches, or people came to see them live, and they were like, ugh, that's all that boy got is that DDT off the top rope. You know what I mean? And they get exposed, and they don't know how to handle that pressure of growing from being exposed. You know what I'm saying? You just got too popular too quick. It happens to a lot of people. It happens to people in music. It happens to people in the NFL all day. It happens in sports, you know? So it's one of those things. Like, if you could grow and build from that shit and become I'd rather be, if the Ewokk get popular today and in main events like AEW, and I totally fail and suck at that shit, I'm not going away. I'm gonna be the most improved player of the year. You feel me? But there's people I ain't built for that shit. There's a lot of people that they're coming back to wrestling, and they were popular 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? They want to come back now because, oh, like, it's a wrestling boom. But nah, dog. Ain't happening. You're just gonna get popular again and quit. Fuck you.
Well, I think too, like, another thing we notice about, you know, people in wrestling, and this podcast isn't to tarnish anybody in wrestling or degrade anyone,
No.
but a problem with a lot of wrestlers too, I've noticed, a lot of guys want to be the biggest fish in the smallest pond. You'll see a lot of guys want to be the star in a company that really doesn't matter. But then when you want to step up and you want to be in a company full of aces and guys are really, really good and to make you step up your game, I notice a lot of guys will back away from those bookings.
What do you mean? Like, look, so, like, people will back away from a booking because they ain't the top dude? Or are you saying, oh, okay.
Yeah. Where someone's like, well, I'm the champion at my friend runs a Fed. I'm the champion there. I'm the guy. Okay, well, how becomes this company and work your way up and prove yourself that you could be, you know, a main event guy. You could prove yourself and draw fans to a show, and be, there's a lot of guys who get intimidated by that, man. There's a lot of guys that don't want that competition. They want to be the guy.
No, I ain't trying to be the guy. I'm just I'm trying to get better. Obviously, make money for the company that I work for, and it's just like, I could be the main guy when I work for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be the main guy, but still have the first match on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Prime example, you work for me and you kill it.
I could be the main guy and lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't mean shit, and it goes into shit that I always say is like why y'all wrestling 65 shows a week in the same building? What's wrong with you? Like honestly, not what's wrong with you. What's wrong with the dude that's booking and promoting? Like, if I'm an owner of a company, I'm firing my booker, bro. He's on the Friday show at a different company, and I hate that dude. Well, what are you doing? Why are you booking him?
Yeah.
We're legit in the same building. So now you just took 10 seats. you just took 10 seats out of my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like I don't know what people thinking. I don't know if people just booking their friends, or people just booking people that like just booking people just to book them.
I think the one of the main things I've noticed with a lot of companies, this is not as Chicago, this is independent wrestling in general.
Nah, but me, I'm seeing it in Chicago, and technically, I ain't even a Chicago wrestler.
Oh, you're more of an Indiana, Wisconsin guy.
I'm a Wisconsin wrestler, bro. No, my whole list is Wisconsin shit. but all those rosters are different. So, some of them might have like one or two of the same people, but they're the same character and they follow the same path that they were following at a different company. Because a lot of companies work together. I can understand like this company and this company work together. So this guy's still gonna keep his same energy, same je ne sais quoi, as they would say. But it's just like here sometimes, man, it's just be like, hey, this dude's a heel in this company and he's a baby face in this company, and you know, he doesn't have his wife with him in this company. It's like it's just dumb. You're losing money. Like what do you like as a booker, what are you thinking? Like, you losing your money by booking these niggas in the same shows. So what were you saying, John?
I'm just saying this. For example, today I had a friend who was a booker for another company, but we'll sit down a lot of times and we'll go over the books. We'll talk about different things, you know, because he'll pick my brain because all the years I've been involved in wrestling and being a booker, being a promoter, you know, all that stuff on top of being a worker. And he asked me, he said, the company I book for, the owner wants to run in Chicago. And I told him right off the bat, I said, that's the biggest mistake you could be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And
he said, why is that? I said, well, no offense to any promotion in Chicago. People ask me all the time, why do I run in Chicago? Hey, maybe I'll give you guys an exclusive why I don't run in Chicago, but why I run in the Chicagoland area. Which anybody goes on Wikipedia, you look that shit up, you'll see it. Chicago on a Saturday night, and mostly the first of the month or second week of the month, whatever, there's like 10 promotions running within like a 30-mile radius of each other.
no, they all run in the same fucking building, Todd.
Well, yeah, that's it. But I'm saying like, but there's so many of those companies
there's
that
only
run
there's
so
only
near
one
each other.
there's only one place, and I'm gonna even call this out now. There's only one place that runs in the there's only two places actually that run in a unique area. They got their own shit. That's CSW and there's freelance. There's only two fucking places that run in their own standalone spot. Yeah, like what was it? AAW runs out of Logan Square, but that's just a different audience. You know what I mean? Like freelance was there, like freelance. It's its own thing. CSW is his own thing. They got their own fucking arena. You know what I mean? Like somebody else might run out of those buildings, but no, like I know CSW runs out of this building. I know freelance runs out of this building. But hey, I'm gonna go to Sam's Club and run out of, you know, I hate to say it, but Logan Square, not Logan Square, the Eagles Club or whatever the fuck they want to call it.
Berwyn, yeah.
Berwyn Eagles Club. That's the Sam's Club. Like everybody up in there. Damn, I saw my ex-girlfriend in there. You know what I mean? It's like nothing against that, but it's just like, what are you doing? Like what are you doing as a businessman? It's just like, man, I wish I was the boss of Berwyn Eagles Club because I'm making all that money. Damn. But like, here's the thing. I found a unique, like I used to wrestle for a company that's no longer with us. I found us a venue in Wrigleyville. Ain't nobody ran out of Wrigleyville. Shit, we might. But
but it's a different area of Chicago. It's not like in the certain sections where everyone else runs. And to me, like, I feel like for promotions to be successful, instead of trying to run in the same area where there's 5,000 things going on, I've always liked the route of running shows in smaller towns that there's nothing going on. And so you're the entertainment for the night. Mom,
Yes.
pop, everybody and their brother and sister, you know, it don't matter if it's Willie the crackhead or if it's, you know, people with 5-figure, 6-figure incomes coming in, they want to be entertained because
Yeah.
there's nothing else there to do. You know, it's an
She,
old Smoky Mountain wrestling vibe. Give me that small mom and pop towns, and you run one big town. That's your big metropolitan area. Like Smoky Mountain had Knoxville, Tennessee. That was your metropolitan. But then they had Hyden, Kentucky. They had all those other little small towns, Barberville, and all that. You know, I feel the same way about Chicagoland. I got Michigan City. No one doesn't run Michigan City but me, and we draw good crowds because of that. Because there hasn't been wrestling there in 12 years. Well, shit, our first show, that place was packed, full of people, not only from Michigan City, but also Chicagoans were coming over to watch our shows. And then we had Michigan people because Michigan City's right on the border of Michigan. We had Michigan folks coming down watching our shows. So we had like we had people from 3 different states constantly being on our shows watching it. They many wrestling promotions can say that. They have fans from 3 different states coming in watching their event. That first show, we had 7 different states represented in that crowd. We had one guy drove all the way up from Kentucky, another one drove all the way from Florida to watch studio wrestling. Because we present a different product. We did studio wrestling. We still do. It's our bread and butter, is what we do. And so I would rather run one big town and have a couple of small little mom and pop towns we run in that draws that good crowd, the 300, 400, 500 people on up. Give me the fundraisers. Give me, you know, the football team needs money for their jerseys. COVID-19 screwed over the kids. Well, hey, pro wrestling's coming in. Let's make your school money while we make money with you. One of my goals for next year is go down to Indianapolis and go to the fair board. So we actually have fair shows and festival shows. Those crowds are great because people just want to be entertained. They don't. It's not really like you're getting a wrestling crowd. You're getting a I want to be entertained crowd.
yeah.
And a lot of times those are the best fans to work in front of because they're just wanting to boo the bad guy, cheer the good guy, and have a good time.
Those are the easiest shows to work, to be honest with you. You ain't got really you ain't like me. I don't want to say I overthink my matches, but at the same time, it's just like I'd rather be easy than like hella complicated because ain't nobody that watches wrestling, especially like the kids may watch wrestling, but there's more adults than kids sometimes. So it's they're not gonna understand what the point I'm trying to get across as a wrestler to a wrestling fan, because most of those people aren't wrestling fans. So like those fest and fair shows are easy. You know what I'm saying? Like I've wrestled Jay Cross at least about 6 times in festival shows, and shit, probably 6 more.
Yeah.
One it rained. You know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine me wrestling Jay Cross in the rain. That's crazy. It never gonna happen again. But apparently Thanksgiving, I got wrestle at full again.
You guys have been kind of like married to each other now since you wrestled the first time in Chicagoland. Like, you guys have literally been
because he wants good. I nothing but respect to Jay Cross.
I love Jay too, man. He's one of the legit real good dudes in the business.
I've came in a like the thing in my wrestling career, like people know how I wrestle now. So like when people wrestle the way that I wrestle, they're like, hell yeah. So when I go to Wisconsin and I wrestle somebody, I can't even say it on here. But when I wrestle somebody in Wisconsin, like people are excited to wrestle because I wrestle the style that they wrestle, and they know that's gonna be a good match. And that's another thing, is it's like if you're a booker, you should know what's gonna be a styles clash. You should know what's gonna be a good match.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because sometimes if you have a kid from a spotty school that's all they train is spots, it might not be a good match against a kid that just trains like the old school style. It might not be a good match. It depends on who's heel, who's face. Because I'm pretty sure if you have the guy that trains old school style is the heel, that match might work out. But if you have the dude that is a spotty guy being the heel, that might be the shittiest match you'll ever see.
Yeah, see, that's where old school wrestling mindset goes into play. If you're going to do flashy stuff, heels were never meant to be flashier than the babyface. People always make that. That's the problem with a lot of independent wrestling today. The guys who act like they're heels, they want to do things to get them cheered. Well, your job's not to be cheered. Your job is to have people want to stab you. Your job is to make people want to throw fucking cups of beer and ice and rocks and whatever they get their hands on. They want to get pissed off at you. And your job is the kid who could do flashy stuff. You should make him like $1 million while you're getting yourself over as a villain. So when he does a flashy move,
but here's the thing.
Crowd pops.
Here's the thing. Like, here's the part of the match. Like when you get in your heat, hey, you're a cocky heel. Now you do flashy shit.
Yeah. You do it until you get your pants caught around your ankles. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You go up to the well one too many times, the old school saying, as Dusty Rhodes would say.
And it's weird because it was weird because I've been trained as a heel. Like I was originally trained as a heel. And next thing I know, all these like promoters and bookers, like they know me, they got my social media. I turn into a goddamn babyface out of nowhere.
Well, you're likable. Here's the reason why, and I'll tell you this why. I'll tell you why. Because I book you and I promote you and I work with you and we're also best friends. So I could say this to you. You're a likable dude. That's the thing. You're too likable to be hated. I mean, like I remember our first show, the first taping. You came out. I'm thinking like, yeah, I just want to get the crowd. Yeah, Ewokk, And the first thing is like, hey, sit down and shut up, fat boy. And the crowd was like, fuck this guy. He's a prick. Then the second time you came out and you wrestled J Cross is weird. Because I'm thinking like, all right, they're gonna boo. This is gonna be a weird crowd. Because you think like people's gonna start cheering for J Cross, and he's like the big redneck demolition derby destroyer type dude. And you came out and I was like, okay. And the crowd started cheering for you. And I'm like, damn, okay, this kind of changed my little game plan. Because I'm thinking like Ewokk is going to be the straight up anti-hero heel. And then you had this fucking Ricky Morton, let's go Ewokk. Let's go Ewokk, and go Ewokk, go Ewokk, and people were cheering for you, for you to fight back up, and Aaron Stone was next to me, and Aaron looks over at me and he's like, man, brother, Ewokk's over like gangbusters here, and I was like, yeah, first show everybody hated him. I think the only people who cheered for him is maybe his friends. I think even they were trying to boo him. So I was like, yeah, now the whole crowd.
No, because I told him, it's the heel tactics. I was like, yo, bro, if you see me, just boo me, bro. Just feeds my energy, But honestly, when I won that match, people cheered.
The whole building popped, man. You go back and watch it on Fight TV. Pretty soon on Amazon, we're finished up on that.
No, I'm talking about the Zeke match.
Oh yeah, that too, yeah. But I'm saying that when you and Jay Cross had your match and you put Jay through those chairs and you pin him, that whole crowd was there with you, man. We got that 3.
Bro, when I got the Death Valley Driver on them, they went fucking nuts. I ain't never had that in my life. And that's the thing, is it's like, yo, it's one of those things. It's like, yo, I was trained to heel, so I was like, yo, why do you book me as a baby face? Especially with like in Wisconsin, I feel like they're starting to get it now too. Like the people that book in Wisconsin is like, we need the Ewokk as a baby face. I'm like, fuck, dog, I want to be the heel, G.
Well, when you're in Tennessee, you're mainly a heel, right?
I'm a baby face.
Dude, you're a babyface no matter where you go now. You're stuck with it, motherfucker.
No, yeah, I'm like I'm a babyface, dog. But honestly, I like being a babyface because like in a heel mind, I understand it a little bit more. Like I could actually, I could call a match as a babyface if I wanted to. if you think about that, there's not a lot of baby faces that could call matches.
No.
Like I feel like Kevin Owens calls a lot of matches as a baby face because he has a heel mind.
Yeah.
I know Quinn Whittick, you know, that's my boy, calls a lot of matches as a baby face because he has a heel mind. Rocky Rivera, same thing, but he's always a fucking heel. Rocky Rivera is always a heel, but like when he is a baby face, he has a heel mind, so he knows he has that mind frame of this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And none of my moves are flashy. I'm just me.
Yeah. Well, then again, you know, it works because you make your matches like a fight, and fans like that. You know, you don't have to be a wrestling fan to like a guy who punches you in the face. You know, it's legit. Is he a tough guy? Yeah, I can respect that. Everyone can respect a tough guy.
Yeah.
Everyone can respect a guy who's like, hey, you might whoop my ass, but you will not whip my ass with me laying down. You will have to fight me to whip my ass. And people like that, man. People like, look at Rocky. It's a Rocky formula. That's why I will preach to every young wrestler watching these podcasts with us. Study Rocky. Watch those Rocky movies. Rocky versus Creed is the best babyface heel storytelling, because Creed is always, you know, talking shit to him, beating them up, beating them up, beating them up. And Rocky takes a beating. And what does Rocky does? Rocky does the greatest comeback. But it doesn't like Rocky outboxes him. Rocky just digs down deep, find what's in him, and he just bulldozes into him and gives him everything he's got. And it's, if you watch the movie, the first time you ever watch Rocky, you take yourself out of the seat as a wrestler, out of the seat of a boxing fan, and put yourself in that formula of, if this was me, like, I can't help but cheer for Rocky. He's a good dude. He's a blue collar Joe. You know, there's nothing flashy about him. You know, he's a guy with a speech impediment. He's kind of punch drunk. You know, he strong arms guys on the side for the old bookies, the mafia guys. But yet he also give the guys that he's supposed to strong arm a break. Hey man, just give me $20. We'll call it even. I'll take care of you. He's a nice guy, and so people like him. Wrestling the same way. You're going to be a baby face. If you're a real nice person, you're a legit real. People can realize real. People notice real people. That guy's a genuine guy. I like genuine people. And there's other people that are legit assholes. They're born and raised to be a heel. Oh, I want to be a baby face. No, you're unlikable. No one doesn't like you. Make that work. Look at MJF. Probably deep down, probably is one of the nicest guys anyone could be around personally.
No, he is.
But he is heel 24/7 when he's around the public.
Because
he wants people to hate him.
He had a short stint at AAW like mad years ago, and this is when I was running my weeklies at when my beer pong shit started. Like I remember one time there was a bunch of people that came in Wrigley after like wrestling. MJF was one of them. Thunder Rosa was one of them. There's a couple other people that probably on TV that was there, and they played beer pong with me. And this is when I was thinking about going back into wrestling.
Yeah.
And I was like, things are starting to make sense for me to go wrestle again. It's like these people, like I feel like these people just didn't come in this bar just because. I feel like they were sent here to come in this bar and play beer pong.
Does that shit.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like nicest guy ever. But like there are people and I think they went to Wrigley because it was like, hey, nobody will probably know who the fuck we are. And they don't. Yeah. They didn't. Nobody, hey, MJF, what's up? But I'm pretty sure like if any of them went in a bar in Wrigley now, there'd be a couple people that say MJF, but if they go in a small bar and not too packed, people playing beer pong, people wouldn't give a fuck. Huh. And like I feel like that's what's missing in wrestling is genuine people. There's too many people doing crooked shit. There's too many people with fake smiles. There's too many people putting on a facade and saying, hey, congrats to this guy. And they my biggest enemy. You know what I'm saying? 10 out of 10. Everybody that shares, hey, congrats, Ewokk for being on AEW. Those shares ain't genuine. Them shares is or I'm coming to get you. I'm gonna break you down when it's time to break your ass down. It's
the same way when you're a promoter. Trust me.
It's a lot of things where the handshake ain't matching your smile. You know what I mean? There's people that will root for you for your success, and there's gonna be people that root for your demise.
Yeah.
And like it's like I if that time ever comes when you see my graphic on a AEW show, or you see a promo in NXT, or you see something on Impact, or you see something, hey, he walks in New Japan America now, there's gonna be people that share it that gave me shit when I was coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There'll be people that talk that shit, and I know they talk that shit, and I'll call them out on shit. Will share my shit. Oh man, congrats to Ewokk, man. I love that guy. Nah, bro, you against me. But it's just like too many people want to wrestle for their friends that are also wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just like I'm loyal to my school. I'm loyal to the kids that wrestle for my school. I'm loyal to my friends. I'm loyal to the cool ass people that I meet in this wrestling industry. You know what I mean? It's like I find it kind of weird. It's like, hey, congrats to this guy. Like, I know it's genuine. You know what I'm saying? It's just like there's people like I've been around from the dirt, like Yo-Yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yo-Yo's one of the genuine ones, man.
No, but like Yo-Yo is just like, yo, he started in an MMA gym with us in Chicago. That's genuine. I love that boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen it. Same thing with Janai. Same thing with Martyr, dog. It's genuine shit. And people, like, I don't know, man. I just hate fake people in wrestling. Because, like, I see it. It's like, oh, you just talking shit about that person, but now you want to share. Congrats to them on AEW. Come on, dog. But
I can tell you this, man. As a promoter, you'll see more fake people than you do genuine when you're a promoter, because almost everybody wants to be your brother.
yeah,
how's it going? Oh my god, the greatest boss ever, and da 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 da.
Yeah. Like, promoters won't come to your shows, shake your hand, and then put on the same card a week later. Fuck all that. Now the Ewokk, like for real, like now, like if you are reading this, you are listening to this, now though, Ewokk most definitely don't want to wrestle for you. Cause you trying to put on the same card as my home. Like why would I want to wrestle the same match? And I'm trying to get better as a wrestler. Is just like that needs to stop. Yes, you could use the same talent, but don't put on the same matches. You could build to the same match. You could build to Ewokk versus J Cross 7, but don't you see the match and you go put it on right away. What the fuck is wrong with you? That means you don't care about wrestling.
The thing I tell promoters when they ask me about these things, or they want to, this is not just one person. This is a lot of promoters have asked me about this. But they're like, what do you think about? Oh yeah, and I do respect the guys who come to me, and there's a lot of them that are actually, I will have no problem recommending my talent to. But I always tell them, I was like, don't. The only thing I tell guys when they try to book a Chicagoland talent is pay them what they deserve, treat them right, and don't make them look like a fucking goof. You know, also that's a talent. Don't make anyone make you look stupid. You know, are we on a larger platform than 90% of most independent wrestling promotions? Absolutely. Do I make that seem like I'm better than the other guys? No, I don't. But I also value my product. I also value, I'm the guy. This may be me cutting a little promo talking about why I'm where I'm at compared to a lot of promoters. I didn't start in this business at 2001, being a kid, not being allowed in the locker room for 6 months because I had to pay dues and set up chairs and put up the ring and take down the ring, pick up people at airports, pick up the bags, do all this stuff, and never complain about it. And go through learning different jobs throughout wrestling, being a production guy, being a ring announcer, being a referee, being a manager, being a wrestler, doing all that work. I literally done every fucking job in wrestling, including being a concession stands guy. I have served people food and drinks at shows because a promoter needed it. Sure, I'll serve food and stuff. Absolutely, no problem. I'm the one guy that when I wake up early in the morning, I'm an early bird too. Does it mean I want to get phone calls from people at 4 in the morning? Fuck no. But 4, 5, 6 in the morning, I'm already up before most people are. And what I'm doing, I'm already planning what I'm going to do for the next 6 months. I'm already planning what I want to do with this company the next 6 months. I'm already looking at talent. I'm constantly scouting talent. I'm constantly looking at people from other promotions that are not in Chicago. I look at, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Canada, down back home in the South,
Hey, all I gotta say is, Minnesota, they got
there's some good cats in
they
Minnesota, man.
got
They
some
got damn good
goons.
workers in Minnesota.
They got some goons coming for that ass for everybody. Like I feel like the next huge star is coming out of Minnesota.
Yeah,
Like,
strong feeling.
oof.
But it's just one of those things that, I bust my ass. I take pride in my product. I don't want my wrestling show to look like a generic independent wrestling show. I hire Xavier Camacho to be our film and camera guy who films shows and cinematic thing. Me and Greg Hansen works on the backdrop that people see that looks really cool with the mural work on it.
And all that
I
shit
work
gonna look
on,
better.
yeah. I mean, I go on my way to make shit look good. I'm already investing things that I've been working on to put into what our company's going to look like in 2022 with our own custom entrance way, our own lighting system, everything I want. And then I'm actually already looking into buildings that would be our permanent home, hopefully pretty soon, that we could put in bleachers and seats and stuff to actually make it look like the full TV studio that I know we can make it look like. I put in all that work and effort. And the thing is, like, I'm not a promoter because I want to hang out with the boys. I am one of the boys. I've been doing this shit for a long fucking time. Do I want to hang out with every wrestler? No. It doesn't mean I hate guys in wrestling. Absolutely not. But I'm a
Shit,
businessman. I'm a
shit.
businessman first and foremost. I'm a businessman. I look at, does this guy make me money? No. All right. I need to find someone else who will make me money. And that's not being mean. That's I run a business.
Yeah.
I actually file my taxes
Damn.
on this shit. I have
That's
an
bad.
LLC. and we're a federal trademark company.
It's a bad bitch right there.
I do all this shit and make money with what I do. I get to teach promoters how to make money. Hell, I should be teaching a fucking seminar class on guys how you can actually make money being a promoter. You might be maybe a lot of guys overlook the small details on promoting 101. How can you get the sponsor? How
But
can you do this and that?
but honestly, when it comes to like a seminar on how to be a promoter, too many people don't want to swallow their pride to come to that seminar.
That's why I don't do them, because I know that. Once in a while, I'll get someone will hit me up and say, "Can you give me this advice?" Sure. And I always tell them, "Here's my phone number. I'm not going to Facebook you. I'm not going to message you on shit. You're going to call me. You better have a pen and paper and a pad ready. And I'm going to tell you what you need to do for your first 6 months getting a promotion off ground. And it will be step 1, buy a ring. Step 2, hire your friends. No, it's how to invest your money, how to get the products and things that you need at a cheaper price that you will actually save money on. And then if you're in a book of talent, how you book talent without losing your ass, but you're also not being a cheapskate and fucking the talent over on pay that they deserve. You could book by carloads, and guys will cut their prices down because you give them a deal. Hey, you book you and your 4 friends, I'll give you, let's say, $50 a piece. Most guys be like, all right, cool, $50, that's not bad, it's better than $20 in most places, and I get to travel with my friends.
Yeah.
Dudes will do that all day long because it's a road trip. They want to have fun with their friends. They want that experience in wrestling. They want to work new places. They want to work for a company that's seen all over the fucking world. And they'll drop their price. Guys will cut the price down because they want to be invested in the company. They
Real
want to be
shit.
invested in where they work.
Like I talk to some people, they'll work for a company that just has good videos.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's only 2 people that show up to all their shows, but they film all their shows in good quality cinematography.
Yeah. Makes
And they
them look
post
better.
and they post it every week on YouTube.
Yeah.
But 2 people showed up, but I don't give a fuck. That looks like a good match.
Yeah.
When they post it, it's a nice little match. You know what I'm saying? Or there'll be Chicago people's like, hey, Xavier Camacho film there. Hey, we gotta get up on there. Or hey, Russell for Unicorns always there. Hey, we gotta get up on that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wrestlers that think that, and there's a lot of wrestlers that don't. There's a whole lot of that be like, they don't think that mind frame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like
exactly.
I feel like Illinois and Chicago, like obviously Illinois is Chicago, but or Chicago is Illinois. I feel like we're we're a little bit too pampered. We're a little bit too pampered. Like what like, is there any like school like I know there isn't, but like besides like Boz, but in freelance, but like there's no school where like a huge like say like, hey, I'm CM Punk and I'm gonna fucking start a school. There ain't no schools like that here.
Oh.
It's like that in Florida or Tennessee or Atlanta. What about us? We got the best fans in the world. How come we can't get that? And but the thing about that in those states, all right, I'm on AEW and I'm a wrestler, but hey, I'm gonna go to like 3 different schools and drop knowledge on them. We don't have that in Illinois. We don't have that in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of fucked up. I feel like that.
One of my goals I want to do within the next 3 years, talking about, school wise. We work with Wrestle League as our little brother promotion
And we got
developmental
better.
school.
We got better. And
Yes,
I'm gonna say this live on here. There's people that had a stigma on Wrestle League. People talking shit on Wrestle League. People was like, oh, I don't like that guy. I don't like how he runs his business or company. No, that's just gone. That stigma on Wrestle League is gone. We're a whole different monster now.
Yeah.
Like whatever happened in the past, that happened in the past. What's happening now is gonna hit you in the fucking mouth. That's all I gotta say.
The thing I want to do with Wrestle League, we got Chris Logan running a lot of the camps. His brother Nick's been helping out a lot. Lewis, still does some things with people when he can. He's a school teacher on the side, so a lot of respect for a guy who's doing
a football
both
coach and a baseball coach.
That's what I'm saying,
so,
man. Like,
so
it's a lot of fucking work, But my goal is to working with them. I want to, outside of the wrestling class, I want to help teach a business class for wrestlers coming into the business. And some of the guys are kind of in the business, they're kind of still want to learn how to make money. How they can file themselves as their own business, that they could actually make money off the wrestling business by filing their taxes. How they could file things for their travel costs, everything else they're doing, their gear and all that. There's ways you can still make money as a statute off. That's all legal. But on top of that, teach them real business etiquette, how to approach a real promoter, and how to get your name out, and how to do the things that you need to do. And then have someone like Xavier with stuff he's doing, or Mickey Grant, from World Class, who's one of my mentors. Bring in Mickey Grant and have Mickey Grant talk to the young camera crew guys that we have in this region.
And there's a lot of them. There really is a lot of them.
You want to learn to be a real life television producer. Okay, sit down. Let's begin our class. Let me teach you television 101, storytelling with the camera, how you use your camera to tell the story that's going on in the ring or in the live action sequence shots, or you're doing location pieces. Fuck, why is there no school teaching this shit? I've been looking at that. I'm like, man, we need to do that. Yeah, it's great to have a good wrestler. It's always good to be a good manager, a good referee. Good referees definitely need to be seen. But I want great young cameramen coming up. I want business savvy, smart young minds understand, okay, I'm not going to make a whole lot of money here, but if I put my efforts in here and here, I could double my money back off of this. Look at you. You would take a booking for a smaller fee, but because you know you're going to sell merch, you know you're going to double on everything you're doing, you walk away with more money in your pocket from one show than most guys do in an entire 6 months.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that are afraid to spend $300 on 75 shirts.
True.
But they don't know. You put 75 bucks, $20 a shirt. I mean, 75 shirts, $20 a shirt.
Yeah.
But if you don't spend that money, because I don't spend, like, when I make money on a shirt, I don't spend that money. I put it in a box.
Smart.
And it's like, oh shit, here comes some Ewokk hats. Oh shit, here comes some Ewokk jerseys. There might be some Ewokk Blackhawk jerseys that pop up. But like now I'm starting to make, like, I'm gonna announce this here. Every match that I have, I'm gonna have an Ewokk exclusive. And it's like, all right, well, Ewokk jerseys only gonna be at Chicagoland Championship Wrestling, and there's only 10.
Yeah.
Unless you pre-order. Like unless you pre-ordered the Ewokk Blackhawk jerseys, there's only 10 for the general public. So now I have a line before the store, before the show even start, trying to get some merch. You know why? Because I see rap shows. I see a Kanye West show. The door is open for a Kanye West show at 4 p.m. for his merch.
Yeah. Smart.
When Westside Gunn come to town, he has a meet and greet at 1 p.m. for his merch. And Westside Gunn, the owner of House of Glory or Hardcore House of Glory, whatever the fuck.
House of Glory in New York.
Yeah,
House of Glory.
And then that's one of the owners.
Yeah.
And you, as a wrestler, you have to think like that to sell your merch. I want my merch to be exclusive. The Ewokk merch from now on is exclusive. Because when I wrestle in Wisconsin and I start making a name for myself in Wisconsin, like actual, like, getting a bigger atmosphere for myself in Wisconsin, I'm only gonna have Wisconsin exclusive merch. I'm only gonna when I wrestle for Chicagoland, I'm only gonna have Chicagoland exclusive merch. Yeah. When I wrestle for Wrestle League, hey, you can only get these shirts. You can only get this fanny pack at Wrestle League. So it that's how you build shit. And all my shit look cool. I'm toot my own horn on that shit. All my shit look cool as fuck.
Yeah, your stuff stands out, man.
And I got a lot of it.
what makes your stuff stand out is it doesn't look like a wrestling shirt. It looks like something you buy from a concert, something you buy from, Sam Goodies or any of those old record stores. You see like the band logo shirts.
And that's the point, stands man. Out. That's the point. Stands like I'm this trope amongst wrestlers. Like, I'm a wrestler. I love wrestling. But at the same time, I'm also a rapper. I've also played pro lacrosse. I've also done comedy. I still do comedy. You know what I'm saying? So
you're also an entrepreneur.
Like, I'm an entertainer. I want my wrestling shirt. Like, dude, I ain't had a lot of wrestling matches have got canceled because of COVID. I bought 100 shirts just for Chicagoland, but our Chicagoland show got canceled. So tell me why I'm down to 35 shirts. I ain't had,
sell them.
you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'm not ready to sell shirts in Wisconsin right now. I'm just like I've wrestled all COVID in Wisconsin, but like I'm not at that point to sell shirts in Wisconsin. But at the same time, I bought 100 shirts, but now I'm down to 35, and I just bought them shirts 2 months ago. I spent $500 on them shirts. I made that money back in fucking 2 days. Of me posting that status saying, "Hey, I got these shirts for $10." Now I'm down to 35 out of 100. Think about that.
Yeah.
And I feel like pro wrestlers are afraid to make that investment of $500 for shirts. 2, just trying to sell shit in general. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't believe in themselves. If you got 500 shirts, make it happen, bro. Like you think, man, I don't know, man. It's this shit baffles me, bro. I don't know, maybe I had a weird upbringing.
No, you got a good upbringing, man.
Like I had a fucking huge art background, and I understand this shit. I understood, or I've been in a wrestling business before, and I failed at it. And now when I came back to this bitch is game over. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing this shit the best as I can. Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of people that don't like what the fuck I'm doing. You know why they don't like what I'm doing? Because they hate what I'm doing. It was like, oh man, because I'm technically I ain't a Chicago wrestler. I'm putting my stamp on Wisconsin wrestling right now, because right now they the only motherfuckers showing me love. The bigger shows in Chicago, there's I don't even know who the Ewokk is, but you gonna know soon, and it's gonna suck for a lot of people that's been half-assing and slacking, because I'm taking your spot. When it comes to that promoter or booker, hit me up. I'm taking your spot. If you ain't doing work and working hard as me, I'm taking your spot. And this ain't me being cocky. It's just me being a competitor and me working hard.
Here's the thing too. We're working on getting you over in the UK.
Yeah,
coming up.
Yeah. And I ain't even trying to have a match there. I'm just trying to train there.
Yeah.
and that's the thing. I'm just trying to train there. I'm trying to pay my own fucking way there for a week, because I know people in Newcastle. I know people in London, England. Like it's just one of those things. People think more about, hey, I'm gonna be on WWE, or I'm gonna be on this, and you ain't even ready for that shit. You ain't even been on a tour in Europe. You ain't even been on a tour in the UK for rapping. You ain't even been out the state of Illinois, but you ready for the WWE. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't even wrestled in front of fucking 20 people, yet alone 100. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying, John? There's a lot of people that need to watch the delusion out their fucking head.
Well, there's a lot of guys too. They think that when you wrestle in front of 10,000 people, you do the same thing you do in front of 20 people, not knowing you're wrestling in front of a crowd that huge in that ring. You have to make every movement, every motion that you're doing look larger than life.
You gotta do your fucking job.
He's got to make sure that guy, all the way that fucking nosebleeds, sees exactly what you're doing.
Hey,
make it matter.
Here's the thing. This is something off kilter. Like, you remember when AEW started, and then they started jobbing out like talent from different states.
Yeah.
Like the first group of people, you ain't never seen them cats again, right? Because they didn't probably want to get squashed on television. Think about that. It's like, yo, hey Ewokk, we need you at Wintrust Arena. You getting your ass whooped. Shit, I'm there. Shit,
Pay me.
I ain't even gonna lie. I'm like I ain't even doing the promo video. My boy that worked for Chance the Rapper doing the video. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking all this shit that I want to. This shit's gonna be on the news. We hitting up WGN just to see me get my ass whooped on TV. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I've yet to see somebody from this city like all right, cool. You wrestling Thunder Rosa and you from Chicago. You already know what's gonna happen. Or you wrestling Nick Cage. Or what's the big swole dude from Team Taz? It's Nick Cage, right?
No, Nick Cage is Wonder
Nick, that's Nick
Nick Gage.
Gage. That's Nick Gage.
Yeah.
Whatever the dude they used to be
Brian
on team,
Cage.
Brian Cage. Yeah, you from Chicago. And you wrestle him. All right, cool. How about post a promo amongst your fans instead of just posting the TNT flyer? Fuck all that. The Ewokk, if the Ewokk on TNT, and I'm getting my like if people know when they're burying, I'm gonna get my ass whooped. I'm posting that flyer. I'm filming some shit. I'm talking shit. Cause who knows? Real shit. Who knows? If me posting something on social media, talking all that shit about Brian Cage, whoever booking that shit, be like, yo, this got a lot of steam. I might have to have this kid upset Brian Cage. Like fuck James Ellsworth, because I heard his allegations. But the thing like that, he made it work for himself. He became like a fixture of SmackDown just by being a jobber.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of these cats here, it's like, hey, I'm on AEW, but now what's next? Let me win some matches. No, you ain't winning no matches. Every time we in Chicago, you losing. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I feel like there's more people who want to ask for more. Hey, I'm on AEW TV. Hey, my booking fee just went up. Like, stop with that dumb shit. Like, you just got the exposure, but you don't know how to build off of that exposure. There's so many people that don't know how to build off the exposure that they have. They just want to stay stagnant. Like people don't know how easy it is to go across the street from Lane Tech High School and go to WGN and get a fucking interview. People don't know how easy that shit is. They have that shit in their lobby where you could sign up some shit and they'll hit you up if they feel that shit's interesting. Like, word for thought, man. Like so many wrestlers fucking just think wrestling. You got to think more than wrestling when it comes to wrestling, bro.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, shit. Like motherfuckers fucking up. Like I know why we average probably 45, 50 people that listen to the podcast on YouTube. I'm pretty sure we average it another number on Spotify and other platforms. But fuck, man, like if you listen to this shit, man, talk to me. I'm the media king. Like I feel like I'm the media king right now in wrestling because I know people and I know how to do certain things. Some things might not work for me, but it might work for your ass. But there's a lot of things like just staying relevant. Like once you get on TV, make something out of it. Instead of getting job, instead of being like, oh, I know what's gonna happen now, or like just I seen one kid post some shit. I'm gonna be on AEW, and like, all right, cool. Like I know you're gonna get your ass whooped, but okay. Fucking Dark is 3 hours. I don't want to watch Dark for 3 hours live. You know, make me want to watch that shit. Maybe go in front of fucking Portillo's. It's like, I'm gonna be on Dark tonight. I'm beating this dude's ass. I gotta be on the plane in an hour. I'm about to beat this dude's ass. I'm gonna come back to Portillo, get me a cheeseburger. People don't want to do that. But but best believe anybody from Wrestle League, if they get that chance to be on AEW, best believe I'm in their ass trying to get that promo so they could put them out. because like our school ain't a joke no more.
No, it's not.
Like there's a lot of people that don't know what's training in our school right now. A lot of people don't know who's training our people. A couple people know who training our wrestlers, but a lot of people don't know who's training right now. We training killers, dog. We got a couple kids that should be referees. We got a couple kids that should be managers, but at the same time, the kids that are there to wrestle, they're there to wrestle, and we will fuck you up.
On top of that, I mean, look at all the things we got planned for next year too, including October 16th. We got Brutal Bob Evans coming in the Wrestle League, part of the CCW tryout camp.
And that's big. That's big.
Yeah.
Like all the people that have been hitting up John. This is your opportunity to impress Brutal Bob Evans, and Bob Evans is gonna be fucking honest as hell. So yeah, he should be part of your roster.
It'll be me, Bob, C-Red is going to be there to watch.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Michael Allen, Moneymaker, who's one of my right-hand dudes. We're all going to be sitting there with our notepads.
If I don't got a booking, if I don't got a booking, I'm there. But yeah, I'll be there.
Oh, here's one thing too. This one I want to tell guys too, and hopefully people listen to this. Is this camp open up for people who never worked for me before? Yes. But I also want this camp to be open up to the guys who are wrestling for me as well too, because with every Brutal Bob Evans camp, you learn something new. You learn something you've never been taught. This guy's been doing wrestling for over 30 years. He's wrestled in WWE. He's wrestled Ring of Honor. Had a long career with Ring of Honor, actually. Helped a lot of guys get in Ring of Honor. He's helped a lot of his students who trained under Bob are now in AEW, are in WWE, are in Ring of Honor, and TNA. So a guy who has a proven track record, who's not trying to take your money and do an hour and a half camp and go, all right, guys, good luck. No,
he cares.
4-hour camp. It's a 4-hour fucking camp. He's going to teach television wrestling. All these guys always are on Facebook and YouTube and everything else. Oh man, I want to be in WWE one day. I want to be in AEW. You're like, okay, if you're going to be there, and I'm your local television show with a larger platform because of the apps, I'm doing TV wrestling. I'm one of the only guys in Chicago area that's doing television style wrestling. My goal is to help guys who are working for me get to the next step. And we already had 3 guys who already worked for Chicagoland that got tryouts with AEW. Isaiah Moore, who's been putting in the work everywhere he goes. He's been on AEW multiple times now. And the Outrunners, who has been prepared for wrestling for the last decade, have had now, a big match on AEW. My goal for everybody else, if they haven't had that chance to work television, you're going to be under guys who have worked television for years. They've been producers. They've worked with other people in that limelight. Go to this camp to learn. If you're already on the roster, go to this camp and learn something new. Freshen up and polish something that you may not know. And on top of this, how I want to make it fair. Guys who work for me, I will put you in one group and I will say, these guys here work for me. You don't have to worry about, getting a spot. You already got a spot. The other group of kids here who have not had a chance to work for me, this is your opportunity to work with these guys too and show me what you got, because I got 2 spots. 2 spots I want to give to 2 people a chance to be on that.
Have you sent out DMs to people that hit you up for bookings?
I've actually been doing that this whole entire week, and there's more to come.
That might be a packed ass gym. So I'm probably gonna end up filming this shit, obviously, but at the same time, my ears are open, so I'm gonna get the knowledge anyway. But it's just that's a clutch cap to go to, because I've spoke to Bob Evans, it's just me and him, I feel like all of us have the same wavelength. of wrestling. Like I ain't jack shit in wrestling, but like I have that mind of wrestling. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like if I stuck with it and I've grown through wrestling, besides just quitting and doing other shit, like I feel like me, like if I would have stuck with it, and I had this mindset, I probably would have been bigger than what I am now. But at the same time, I needed this. Like I needed that time off. I needed to learn from other atmospheres. I need to learn from lacrosse and hip hop, you know. But you know, that should be dope, man.
Another thing we're gonna do too with this camp as well. We're videotaping it, and it's not just only for Bob's, wrestle life, not only for me to film stuff. We're having matches at the show, at this seminar. We're gonna actually have matches. So hope you guys bring their gear. Show me what you can do. Have your match. Get it critiqued. We'll pick our two guys, and it won't be someone I'm friends with, because I don't do that shit. I rather have no one be my friend, but they're the two best guys and girls, or whoever it could be, on that roster that is worth booking than trying to book my buddy. I don't want that. What I'm also going to do, I'm going to show this video to the other promoters I work with that I'm affiliated with, and go, here's some talent that you need to be checking out. They hit you up. Here's my recommendations. So I'll open it up to all of our partners we've been working with, because everybody always wants to travel, always hear that, oh man, I want to go here, I want to go there. Okay, cool. Well, I'll take this videotape. You come and do this. I'll send it to, Ben and Brittany down in New Orleans. I'll send this over to, Otto in Calgary, Alberta. I'll send this to, Chris and Matthew and all those guys in England and other places, and say, hey, this guy's want to probably hit you up for a booking. This is what he did for me, and this is my critique on this, because I do have a lot of pull with people in wrestling. People I think a lot of guys don't really know how many contacts and people I'm close friends with in the wrestling business. I got friends in the WWE. I got friends in AEW right now that I talk to on a regular basis. One of my best butts in wrestling right now is doing stuff with New Japan World, and we've been friends for ever since I ran shows in Kentucky. If I know someone's putting in their work and I know they're ready for it, I'll call that person and say,
Hey, this
you
guy's
might
ready
want to
for
check
it.
this guy out.
Yeah, and like I feel like that's like a lot of like wrestlers like overlook that shit. It's like, fuck the Chicagoland motherfuckers, like, bro, like you don't know who these people know.
Yeah,
Like you just killed you're a good wrestler and you do things correctly, but you just you running your mouth, you just killed everything for yourself.
an attitude will make me run away from you faster than anything. You have a shitty attitude, I don't fucking want you near me. Just
Yeah,
there straight up. I can't stand an ego.
like
Everyone's
like
got an ego, but keep that ego intact.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, shit, man. Hey, before we close up, what do you think about Big E, man? What do you think about Big E winning that championship?
About time. And what a
Yeah,
historical moment. What a historical moment. This is the first time ever in pro wrestling.
men, because
Yeah.
like my I posted a status and my friend was like, hey, I'm gonna have to cut you off. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. That was one of the first black to blacks.
Well, here's my question though, and this is not me trying to talk about race by no means, but isn't Sasha like Puerto Rican and
No,
black
Sasha
mixing?
Black. She
Is she?
black. She black. She like Snoop Dogg's her like real uncle.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
know that. I know that.
but
So
she's mixed.
yeah,
She checks it off on her taxes.
yeah, you know, yeah. Good. But still, we're talking about Vicky, and the same thing about Bianca and Sasha and all of them. It's good to see representation. That's one thing I will. If I can do this as my little closeout to promoters, I want to say this, guys. I'm the whitest dude. I'm from Kentucky. We're up in the hills, but I'll tell you this right now. representation matters. I don't give a fuck if you only have one dude on your roster or 13 other guys on your roster or whatever. Every fan that comes to a show or every kid who watches wrestling, everyone wants to see someone that looks like them, represents them, comes from their area, has the same walk of life as anyone else. Have that diversity in your roster. That's my biggest problem right now with AEW. How many black superstars right now in AEW are given the ball to run with right now? And I'll call that out as a white guy. Not trying to play race, but as a white guy, I'm calling it out.
Shit, nobody, man. To be honest with you, we got Scorpio Sky, but I ain't seen Scorpio Sky actually wrestle in a while.
Who should be one of the main guys on that roster?
I was a Scorpio Sky fan when we had the mask on. You remember?
Yeah.
You remember when Scorpio Sky first came out? We had the mask on.
Days. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Bro.
Why is he not one of the guys? He could be one of the guys in that company right now.
Well, he should have been, honestly.
Look at Ricky Starks, another guy who should be one of the guys. Not the FTW champion. He should be one of the guys that's carrying AEW.
Yeah. I don't know.
You can look at Max Caster. As much as cancel culture want to hit on Max and his other tag team partner, here's the thing: he gets under motherfucker skin left and right, and he's good at what he does.
Yeah,
that dude Bro, does his
honestly
job.
Here's the thing: this what kind of pisses me the fuck off too. It's like, yo, you got Jay Lethal, right? All right, we're gonna throw all this money at CM Punk. I love CM Punk, right?
Yeah, everybody does.
Let me throw multi-millions at Jay Lethal to get him over here. You can still wrestle for ROH, Jay, but can you wrestle for us? If anybody deserves to be on a mainstream roster, it's Jay Lethal.
Jonathan Gresham's right behind him. Gresham's right behind him.
Jonathan Gresham gonna be there, but the thing is, Jay Lethal is old. He's old. He's older now.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like Jay Lethal deserves that shit. I feel like Jay Lethal needs to, like, yeah, he's been an ROH champion a whole bunch of times, but at the same time, I feel like he needs more than that. Like, he's a very important fixture in professional wrestling to me. Like, eventually, when I get to the point where I need to get to, I need to wrestle that dude. Because I actually went to Jersey one year and fucking saw him and Kenny Omega have a match at Jersey All Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, I remember that match. Yeah,
and that was an amazing fucking match. So it's just like, if I gotta wrestle somebody, it's Jay Lethal. But at the same time, I want to see that dude. Like, I feel like the Big E thing was needed, but I felt like it wasn't needed on them terms. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, the Big E had his titles, like, that should have been on WrestleMania or a SummerSlam or a Royal Rumble. That shouldn't have been on Raw. I felt that was because they were competing. That should have been it should have been a little bit more special than that.
Yeah. My hopes is I hope they give Big E a chance.
Yeah, like, that's a moneymaker, a black babyface moneymaker right there. That's New Day.
And no offense to Kofi, as much as I love Kofi Kingston, but Big E is believable. You look at him, he he'll whip someone's ass. Yeah. If he looks at you and say, "You fucked up, I'll meet you outside," straight up, like, man, this is it's gonna be bad. He's that old school, chisel out of granite, looks like a wrestler, built like a wrestler. He's a star. And I'm glad that he's finally got his due, man. Yeah. But look how long he's been doing that shit, though. He's been with WWE now for, like, what, almost 12, 15 years. He's been from for a long ass time.
But he's been in NXT for a lot, FC, Florida Championship Wrestling for a long time.
Yeah. And then he was in NXT.
Yeah.
He won the NXT belt and all that stuff. And then when he goes, it's a long story, but it's a Cinderella story. It's that whole like he's always been so good, but will he ever get right there? I feel like Cesaro's the same way too, man. Cesaro's right there. He should have been one of those. He should have been one of the guys.
Yeah.
They ain't doing nothing with him.
But it's funny because New Day was put together to fail.
Supposed to be like a black choir gospel group at first. That's what it actually originally was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I remember the fans, the first time they came out, the fans booed them because they didn't want to buy into it.
New Day
made that shit work.
Like New Day sucks. New Day sucks.
But those three guys refused to fail. They refused to let anybody make them fail.
Fucking Austin Creed. Hey, honestly, give it 2 years. He's gonna win one too.
Yeah, and just deserved because he's been that guy he's always been so good at making everyone else look great.
Yes,
that is like, come on, man, give that
when he had the Apollo Creed gimmick,
Consequences Creed.
Yeah. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah.
Like I loved him and Jay Lethal. Like they're my two favorite wrestlers, bro, in TNA. But
another guy, before we close out the show, another guy I feel like should have been a larger star in wrestling. Two guys. I felt like Cedric Alexander.
Yeah.
Dude, this is a guy, and you go back and you watch a 205 live tournament. Went move for move, toe for toe, hold for hold with
Kota Ibushi, yes.
And stole the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, the crowd loves him. They bring him in the main roster, do nothing with him. This guy could have been the guy that sold the show with AJ Styles. He could have been the guy who sold the show with your Seth Rollins. He's the guy that goes, he's the guy, he's like your Shawn Michael type. You put him in there because he's going to have an action-packed match with good storytelling.
Well, he was there, but I don't know what they did with the Hurt Business.
I hate that too. I hate that they destroyed the Hurt Business. Best thing that was going on for wrestling. Him, and then there's another guy right now on the independent scene that I think is starting to get his name, but he's one of those guys that's been under the radar, Fred Yehi.
Fred Yehi. I've heard the name sounds familiar.
Dude, he's got the legit catch wrestler, shooter background.
Is that the kid? Is that the kid that wears the baseball jersey?
Kind of. A lot of times he wore like these like really funky looking, colorful shorts and shooter boots and stuff.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but dude, I remember years ago when he was literally barely getting booked outside of Georgia, and he was starting to make his name to other places. I was like, this guy, give him 3 years. He should be signed by Ring of Honor at least, or MLW, because he was that good. And I'm glad now to see him starting to get more notice. I know he's with MLW a lot. I think he's with Ring of Honor now full time because of the Pure Division. But dude, he's another guy. He should have been signed by WWE or AEW by now, and been one of their guys. If you're going to talk about black wrestlers that have the look, marketable, can cut a promo, it's not just oh hey, we need the the one token black dude. It's like, no, we got a guy who happens to be a black wrestler, but he's a wrestler.
Yeah.
And he's really, really good. It's like the Ron Simmons effect. Ron Simmons was a black guy, but it was Ron Simmons. And you look at it and you say, there's this guy, and then there's him. And he stands out because he's like a chiseled out of granite fucking god walking amongst men. And the way he carried himself, and the way he wrestled, the way that, I remember as a kid when he beat Vader for the belt.
Oh shit.
I watched it live on TV as a kid. And I remember him, and I was jumping up, freaking out, because I knew, and as a kid, like, this is history. This is the first time this ever happened. And what a great moment, man. Because you see, it wasn't just, black kids in the crowd happy. It was one of the first times you actually see white folks, black folks cry, hug each other. Like everybody was like, it was a huge celebration. And it was in the South of all places. It was like mind boggling. But only Ron Simmons could do that at that time. Like Ron was the man. Then he had Too Cold Scorpio, who should have been one of the biggest stars in wrestling, man. Dude, talking about a guy who still to this day could do things as mind-boggling. He's like in his 50s and can still do the 450s and the moonsaults into the leg drops and the tumbleweed and all that stuff, man. And what I love about Scorpio is Scorpio teaches guys, hey, less is more. When I do a flip, either it wins a match or I lose. It's not one of those, I do flips for the sake of flips. No, anytime I go on the top rope or I do a dive, it has a big meaning why I'm doing it. He was smart. High flyers today should be studying Too Cold Scorpio. Him and Liger.
Half of them don't know who Too Cold Scorpio is.
And that's a shame.
Or Flash Funk is, whatever.
Yeah. Doing Scorpio, man. Scorpio, you go back and watch that Super Brawl match.
But Flash Funk is Scorpio, though.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying, but you go back and watch that Super Brawl, I think Super Brawl 2. Too Cold Scorpio versus Chris Benoit. And Benoit and him wrestled to it was 19 minutes and 58 seconds out of a 20-minute time limit draw. And how Scorpio pinned him with 3 seconds remaining. It was the best timed match I've ever seen in my God-given life. Still to this day, that finish pops me watching it. Because I'm like, you motherfuckers had that time right to the T, bam. 1, 2, when a 3 count hits, that bell rings, and it's you beat him by a second, and it's
yeah.
That referee had to be right on it too. That referee, if that referee made one count a little too slow, it would screw the whole finish up. But the way those two wrestled each other, it's poetry in motion. It's beautiful. That's the stuff we could talk about all day long, man.
Shit, and that's the episode, man. That's a good ass episode. Hey, we need, coming up, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna do watch alongs. It's gonna be, I wouldn't say less guests, but we're gonna do our own thing coming up. But then you'll see it when you see it. So this is the Ewokk Jb Show. You know how I do it. Peace.